Hello and welcome back to my video blog series on my ideal entrepreneurial tech stack. My name is Tyler Rickson, and my goal with this video is to hope that it resonates with at least one other entrepreneur who is on the path to building their dream business. Um, your genius, the topic of that, is really something that's important to me and has truly helped me live a much happier and healthier life once I started incorporating these concepts. I will preface this has impacted me. You'll kind of see through the theme of this video that if this doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. Leave it. But again, my hope is that this helps at least one other entrepreneur on their path. So let's get into it. What is your genius? And why is this the most important thing when it comes to being an entrepreneur? Well, if we start with those two words, your and genius, your says it all. It's you. You are the only you. Just like I am the only Tyler Rickson, besides the Tyler Rickson in England, who's probably pretty chill. Um, but there really is only one me. And to do my best service in this world, the best thing I can do is to become a master of myself and really understand myself on a deeper level so that I can bring out that best version of me to the world. And so that's my challenge to you. That's my hope to you is that you can understand you on a deeper level. And when you understand you, you'll really start to see the essence of your own genius. You can see here, I put genius. It's already there. You just need to uncover and refine it. This is something that my coach, Jason Picard, talks a lot about. He loves to dig into the etymological dictionary and reference the word educare, which really means to lead out. So when you think about genius and you think, man, I need to educate myself, I need to learn all these things so I can become a genius, what if your genius is already there and it's your job to truly educate yourself and lead out that genius that's already inside of you? That's kind of my big picture with this. And you can see that the big idea, which I continue to remind myself of every day, is that I'm not here to build a business that someone else wants me to build. Not my wife, not my mom, not my dad, not my old boss from my previous career, not my mentor who I really look up to, not even the customers that I have. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And especially not YouTubers or people that you see online who want to tell you exactly how to do it. Again, that's why I said if this video doesn't resonate with you and you feel like this is not helping, don't listen. I know when I started my CPA business, where I help entrepreneurs with a more holistic approach to finances, accounting, and tax, I did so much research on YouTube and online and talking to people and understanding, how do you do it? What are the services you offer? What are the softwares you use? What's the right way to do this? That is all great, but the more we compact other people's ideas, the further we push our own genius down. And that's why I really believe that your genius needs to be at the front, the star of the show, so that when you do talk to a coach, you do talk to a mentor, you do watch a YouTube video like this, it can actually sink in and then become an enhancement to your genius that's already there, as opposed to you walking around living someone else's dream. Now, especially if you're an accountant like I am, many of us are living someone else's dream. And the reason I laugh is because that was my story for such a long time. I got into accounting because someone said you'd probably be good at it. In fact, I originally wanted to do consulting. And someone said when I was young, what the hell are you going to consult on? You don't know anything, which probably at that point may have been true. But if I had listened to my inner genius a little bit more, I might have said, maybe this is not for me. Maybe I want to go down a different path. Now, that's not to say that I'm not extremely grateful for the path that I've had, because I really believe that all these experiences have led me to where I need to be. But with that said, living someone else's dream is not the best path for your own happiness and your own health. at least in my eyes. Um, it's really hard to get out of bed and put on a smile when you're doing something that you don't love. And the only person who's really going to love something more than anything is someone's own idea, their own creation, your own thing that gets you so excited. So I would really encourage you, big idea, this left side of the board here, just focus on you, and focus on the genius inside of you. If you're anything like me, you might say, well, hell, Tyler, what if I don't know what my genius is? I don't even really know myself, and I don't really think I'm a genius. How can I go about uncovering and refining my own self? Well, I read a book called Mastery by an amazing author, Robert Greene, and it really opened my eyes to digging into your life story and allowing that to be a guide for your own genius. If you like reading, I would encourage you to go check that book out. But I put some easy tips over here on the right side to just kind of talk through some ideas I had. One of my favorite quotes is from Rick Rubin. He talks about he's a reducer and not a producer. And I often think back to when Kanye was working on Yeezus. He had a ton of amazing ideas. He had so many songs, but there wasn't a cohesive flow. And so he brought in Rick Rubin to take a look. And essentially, what Rick did was just eviscerate song after song, sound after sound, idea after idea. And he left Kanye with this amazing piece of work that, in my opinion, really changed a lot of the hip hop and rap scene at that time because it was so groundbreaking. If you're anything like me, you probably hated it when it came out because you didn't understand his genius that he got down to. So, the reason I put this tip first is because so often, maybe even right now, maybe the reason you're watching this YouTube video is because you want to find your genius. But the best thing I'm suggesting is for you to actually take a step back and get rid of a few things from your life. Maybe don't watch as many YouTube videos like this. Maybe don't listen to as many people in your life. Maybe don't read so many posts on X or, talk to as many people as you can over a coffee. I would argue it's really healthy to pull some of those things out and try to create some stillness and some space in your life, whether that's through a meditation practice, through going on walks, through Qigong, any form of reducing, I think, is really going to start to allow your genius to rise up. The next biggest thing, which is extremely important and has been a huge change in my life, is to really get healthy. The best resource I've found for getting healthy and getting happy is an amazing man, Paul Chek. He has tons and tons and tons of free YouTube videos online and has some amazing books that you can purchase on his website. He is someone who has truly dedicated his life to serving others. And through his 4 doctor framework, I've really began to understand how I can wake up with energy and actually go after my dream and be excited about it. So cannot encourage you enough to take a look at Paul Chek's work. Another thing he says that I put in here as well is you want to get honest. This goes back to the big idea I touched on, but don't make a business for someone else. Just because there's a lot of people who want to buy an AI tool doesn't mean that's what you need to do. You're not going to have fun in the long term, and you're probably not going to be successful because you're not going to have that drive in you to put in those long hours when things aren't going your way, which is inevitable on this path of life. So really look yourself in the mirror, don't be afraid, and just get honest with yourself. Now, a few other things I want to bring up before we wrap up this video. I think it's extremely important to have some creativity and play in your life. I think it's extremely important to seek out a mentor or a coach. Again, be careful. Don't fall into the trap of listening to that coach or that mentor and doing everything that they say. Again, I think going back to yourself and listening to your own heart on this is what's really going to help. Understanding your process, being consistent, following your heart, all these things are extremely important. My bonus tip too, read a book. Again, after you reduce some things, pick up a book and let that seep into your genius. I hope this helps. I plan to make some more videos on this subject, but yeah, thanks for watching.